Hi everyone, I hope you are having a good day today and happy spring. Today for my weekly demo, I'm going to show you how to make some recycled earrings. Earrings out of tin cans and using some things you may have already around your house. So in order to make them, first off you will need some size 6 seed beads in any color that you want. This is a package of all sorts of different colors. I've picked out the yellow ones because I'm going to be using yellow in my for my earrings. You're going to need 2 head pins. This is what a head pin looks like. So long pins to string things on. You're going to need 2 ear wires, and I like the French hooks, so I have 2 French hook ear wires. You're going to need a punch. This is a punch that I like the flower punches especially, but you could do this with really any size or shape. You can get these at any craft stores like Michael's or any other craft stores. And what I really like about these two is on the back they have a little sliding plastic thing so you can get your punch out very easily. You'll need round nose pliers or some kind of pliers if you have them. Round nose are the best if you've got them. You'll need wire clippers of some kind. You'll need a hole punch. So this is my favorite hole punch, but if you don't have anything quite this fancy, you can also use like a bead reamer or anything that has like a small fine point to it. And then most importantly, you're going to need tin can. So what I did with these is, this was a tin can, and I just took my regular scissors, so just like your regular scissors that you have at home, and you punch a hole into the top with one end and then just cut around the top to take the top off, and then you do the same for the bottom. And then what you do is you flatten it out so that it's a usable piece. And to flatten it out, usually what I do is I bend it around the other way, and then usually it straightens out pretty well for me. Okay, so what we're going to do, now we've got our tin can piece ready, we're going to take our hole punch, our fancy hole punch, these are with flowers, and we're going to punch out 4 for each earring. So I'm going to punch out 8 flowers on this punch. And you can punch them anywhere you want. And sometimes with these hole punches, it takes a little work to get them, sometimes to get them out. You see that I've done this, and there's my first flower that I've punched out. And sometimes these punches, it can take a little while to get them out of the metal, but you just have to kind of wiggle them and eventually you get them. So that's one. So and I need to do 8 of these. And one way to be sure that you've got it through all the way, you can look on the other end, you can see if you've got it all the way through and the punch where you want. So obviously that one's not all the way through. There we go. So see how that's all the way in? So now I'm going to punch it. Oh, it slipped out. There it is. That one's out. Hi Judy, I hope you're doing well today and staying safe. So this is a craft that you can do to make earrings at home with things that you have in your house already. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm punching out 8 of these flowers to make earrings. Okay, so, and you can find these craft punches like at Michael's, all sorts of different, any craft stores will have them. You can probably also find them online if places are closed. Okay, so you can see I've made the punch there. So, and these punches are really neat. You can just slide them open and then the punch slides right out. So the trickiest part about this is, as you can see, sometimes it takes a little finagling to get the punch off. There we go. So I'm punching out 8 of these, 4 for each earring. Okay, I've got 4 here, so I've got 1 earring set. And if you have any questions, feel free to just type them in. I can see as you're asking. So, and some people do ask me, are these sharp? Yeah, they can be sharp. So if you're gonna do this with any kids in your house, just make sure that if they're little, that you punch them out yourself, or at least put this in so that they're not touching the sharp edges of the metal. But I actually have done this activity even with 6-year-olds, and they loved it. And their parents helped them a little bit just because you want to be careful with the sharp edges. Even sometimes I nail myself on them. Okay, so now I'm continuing to punch them out here. I'm working on flowers for my second earring, just so I get them all punched out at once. So I got these punches at Michael's, and you can probably find them. And I know the Michael's locally, they do curbside pickup. You can order online, and then they'll just come right up to your car. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, you see I've got this edge here. I really don't want to. Hi Emma, hi Doreen, and hi Beth. I don't really want to use the barcodes, or you can, but I don't really want to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut that part off, just because it gives me a little more room to work with here. Okay. And sliding out my punch. 2 more to go. I'm going to cut this edge off because it's giving me issues and won't let me put the punch on it. There we go. And your regular scissors will do the job. And again, one way, if you're not sure if it's going to fit, if your punch isn't in all the way, you can always put it opposite to make sure that your punch is all the way through. Oh, that one came out a lot easier. Okay, one more. again, the edges sometimes will catch on the punch, so I'm cutting that off a bit just to make it easier for my punch to go through. Getting this punch off, and then we'll be good to go. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to set these aside. All right, so now what we need to do is I've got all these really nice punches, see, but they're kind of rounded. Do you see that, how they're kind of rounded? So what I have a cork board. And again, you can get this at any craft store. And the reason I'm using corkboard is because I'm going to be punching down or tapping down the punches that I just made. And this is going to flatten them out, and you don't want to tap them onto a regular surface because first off it can hurt any regular table. So I'm going to use my corkboard. So I'm going to put one on the corkboard here. Hope you can see that just fine. I'm going to move my pad just back a little bit further. Excuse me, so you can see better. There. Okay, so I'm going to put my punch down here. And what I'm going to do is flatten it. I have a jeweler's mallet, and again, you can, if you don't have anything like this, you can also find this at any craft store. Not expensive at all. You can also try and use a hammer if you don't have anything like this, but you have to go really, really light with a hammer because these are super light as it is, and you don't want to overdo it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just tap on this and on the punch, and it's going to flatten it out. See how now it's flattened instead of curved? So I'm going to do this for all 8 punches. And it doesn't take long for each punch to do this. Them all here. Okay, see they're all getting nice and flattened. And again, if you have any questions, feel free to type them in. I can see as you're typing. Okay, 2 more to go here. So those are all flattened, and they're pretty well flat now. Okay, so now that they're flattened out, I'm going to put a hole into the middle of each of them. Again, you can use something, this is a bead reamer, and you can use a hole in there. There are different hole punches, but usually a regular hole punch is too thick. This is my favorite one. So it's just you can see it's got a small point here to punch a hole in. This is my favorite one. But again, you can use anything like this, or if you even could use a needle, anything that's going to put a small hole into the middle of this. But I'm going to use my favorite punch here. So what I do is I try and center this as best I can. And then just press. Trickiest part is pulling it off. Then I've got a hole in the middle. See? There's a hole in there. So I'm going to do that for all of the others. And again, this is a great thing you can do with any of your cans that you have at home. Hi Diana, I hope you're having a good day. So then the reason I'm punching the holes here is so we can string the punches that I've made and now flattened out. Here's a better look. You can see there's a hole in the middle there now. I'm going to do them all at once so that way you can make all the earrings at once so you can see. Almost done. One more to go. Okay, now I've got the last one done here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to move these off of my cork board and put them onto my beading mat. So one thing you can use the cork board for as well, if you don't have a nice punch like this, you can use something, a reamer, and then just poke down, and this way it'll save your table and anything else. Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to split these off so that I have 4 and 4. So now what I'm going to do is take my round nose pliers and I'm going to, so your can, obviously you have a colored side and just a plain regular silver side. So hi Sue, hope you're having a good day. So what you want to do is take your colored side up. You're going to take your round nose pliers and you're going to bend each petal down just very carefully, very gently. I'm going to show you. Like that. Do you see? So I'm going to do the same thing with all of the petals all the way around. And these are, because the tin on the cans are very pliable, really easy to manipulate. And you don't need to file these. Once they've been punched, you don't need to file them at all. They're not sharp. Okay, so there's one. Do you see how I've got all the flowers down there? Hi Dennis, how are you? So now I'm going to do this for the other 3. Again, I'm just taking my round nose pliers and manipulating the petals down. And now I've got my second one done. I'll do my third. Okay, there's my third one done. See, it makes like nice little cupped flowers. And I'm going to do the fourth one. I'm glad you're enjoying this, Dinesh. You could do this at home too. This is a really easy craft you can do at home. Because probably you have a tin can that's been used at home or not used. It's a good way to drink it. And then use a tin can for a craft afterwards. Okay, so now I have my fourth one. Okay. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my head pin. See, it has a little end on the bottom there. And I'm going to take some seed beads. And I've picked out yellow because they kind of go with the yellow cans that I've punched out. But again, these are size 6 seed beads. And this was a multi-pack that I had. And I just took the yellow ones out, some of the yellows for this. But I love getting the multi-packs because you can use them for lots of different crafts, different joy making things. They're really versatile. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 2 of these seed beads and I'm going to put them on the head pin. Like so. And then what I'm going to do is put one of the flowers that I have now folded down and string it on here, which is why you made the holes in the middle. Like so. And you're going to repeat the process. So 2 seed beads, a flower, actually, you know what? I'm going to put some extra seed beads on here. I don't like the way this looks. I'm going to add a 3rd seed bead. And sometimes that's what happens with these. You have to kind of play with them so you get the look that you want. So I'm going to do 3 seed beads. Usually I do 2, but because these flowers are a little bigger, I'm going to do 3. You see how they're looking like that? I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to keep going, repeating the pattern. And I'm going to put another flower on here. See how it's looking? Kind of pretty, huh? Okay, I've got 3 more seed beads on there. And I'm putting my last flower on. Like that. And now I'm going to put 1 more seed bead on the top. So sometimes with these, if you've got too much at the top here on your head pin, you can take your clippers and just cut them off. But I have enough here, so I'm going to, I don't need to cut it off at all. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my round nose pliers and I'm going to make this into a loop, just a very simple loop. So the way to do that is you take the top and then you're going to make a 90-degree angle like that, and then you're going to continue holding, what I do is I hold on to the top bead here so that it doesn't get in my way. Then I'm going to take my pliers, hold it onto the end here, and I'm making more. Do you see how that's kind of rounded now? So before I close that loop off, I'm going to take my ear wire, and I'm going to slip it over this wire here that's still open, and I'm going to let it just sit like that. And I'm going to take my pliers and I'm going to close this loop the rest of the way. There you go, that's 1 earring done. So now I'm going to do the second one. First off, before I do the second one, I need to pull out some more yellow beads because I'm using more than I originally had planned on, and that's okay. And that's sometimes, you know, when you're making things too, it's important to have a little extra materials in hand because that's the beauty of making things. Sometimes you have to play around with it so they work right. Okay, so now I'm going to bend these petals, flower petals, down like I did with the others, with the other earring. So the hole punch that I picked out was a bigger one, but you can do this also with smaller flowers. It makes it look a lot more delicate. But I went for the bigger look, probably just because I had seen all my daffodils blooming out. Hi Carlotta, hope you're having a good day. Hope everyone is staying home, staying safe and healthy. So now I'm continuing to bend these down again. Yeah, so far so good. Bye Danish, have a good day. Okay, so 2 more flowers to bend down here. Hi Sue, yes, I used a soda can. So this was a soda can, and what I did was I punched a hole in the top here with my scissors and then cut off the top, then did the same for the bottom, and then went like this to go the other way around, just to try and flatten it, and then just to try and flatten it and play with it a little bit so it flattens out a little bit, but it flattens out pretty easily. So yes, Sue, I did use the soda can. So I'm gonna do the last flower here. And again, this is a great activity to do with kids. It's really easy. It's forgiving and it's fun. And you could do this with other shapes. It doesn't just have to be flowers. I just happen to love flowers. Oh, you're welcome, Sue. Hi, Wendy. Hope things are good in Florida. Okay, so now I am going to do the same thing with the other earrings that I made. Normally I put 2 seed beads on, but because the flowers I've made, see how they are, they're bigger than some of the other ones I've done, so I'm going to put 3 on here just to balance it out a bit more. So I put 3 seed beads on and a flower. And I'm going to continue. A few more seed beads and a flower. And again. Three more seed beads and a flower. And I need to pull out some more seed beads here. Okay. Do 3 more seed beads. Hi, Rosemary. Hope you're having a good day. And my last flower. Now I'm going to put the last seed bead on the very top. So it looks like that. And now what I'm going to do, again, I'm going to take my round nose pliers. Oh, Sue, I'm glad you like this. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. And it's easy to do. And I know eventually once you get back into the classroom with your kids for art, you can do this with your kids. So I'm going to take my round nose plier. Again, I'm going to make a 90-degree bend, roughly. And I'm going to keep holding on to the top bead here to keep that bead and all the others from going up. And I'm going to curve this around a little bit, like so. And I'm going to put my French hook ear wire on. And then I'm going to continue to close the loop. And done. So now I have a pair of funky tin can earrings. And they're lightweight too. When you wear these, you hardly feel you have them on. And you can make these shorter if you want. You can make them longer too. You can use some, instead of using a head pin, you could use some wire and just make like a little loop on the bottom so to keep the beads on. You can go crazy. Other things too, if you don't want to use these as earrings, you can also use them as a pendant instead. Instead of putting them on an ear wire, you make the loop and then just slide a chain through, and then you've got a necklace. So I hope you enjoyed this. Again, if you have any questions, let me know. If there's other things you'd like me to demo for you in the future, just comment and I will be happy to demo. I can make so many different things. And again, all of these materials, some of the things you may have at your home already, because like the tin cans, many of these other things you may already have laying around if you've done other crafts. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you all have a great day. Stay safe. I will do another demo next week. I'm going to be doing this on Wednesdays at 1 o'clock from now on, unless other things predispose that, but I don't foresee that happening for a while. So I hope you have a great day. And if you missed any of this, I'm going to save this video. It will be posted on my page so you can watch it from start to finish. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.